Do you know the way to San Jose? La 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 la. I gotta sing so that I won't be too righteously indignant about what's getting ready to happen, because it just makes no sense. Oh, hey y'all, hey, Sir Walter of the Sir Walter Jones Show. I am he. It is the evening edition, baby. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. I'm into myself today. Oprah Winfrey came on the show last night to give a speech, political speech, social speech about you nasty men out there. There's some women doing it, but mostly the men, folks dressed in black last night, to go in solitude with this Me Too movement. I get it. I understand. I've been touched inappropriately as a young man, sexually harassed by a man. I get it. I don't have to be a woman to understand what you're feeling, because another man touched me inappropriately as well. Didn't get as far as he wanted to. God protected. I get it. I join forces with those who've got a voice, who's had experiences and got a voice to tell their story, to help us understand what's going on and to stop these freaks from being who they are. I get it. I'm with the movement. Oh, but let me help you out here. There is an order. There is an order that must always be considered whenever you're trying to make a point. Back in the day, this ain't nothing new. Award shows have always been a platform for political jargon. Always. They come up there and make speeches about what's going on, and usually is a diversity of speeches depending on what that person was fighting for or against. A person will win an award, and then they'll fight on something. Whether it's war in Africa, or this person would fight on maybe women need more opportunity, and this person would fight over the mistreatment of Indians in America, on and on. That has been the plateau of award shows since there was award shows. Oh, but last night it was one theme, one focus. And in many cases, many of the brothers felt it was a bashing of all men. It was a men-hating club. It was a place to destroy and crucify brothers, and good brothers got pushed into that narrative, unfortunately, and I feel bad for the brothers out there. I wasn't offended by it. I decided to just watch some of it, a little bit here, and walk away. It don't affect me whatsoever. I've always been conscious of these nasty men doing what they're doing, coupled with some of the women who do it as well. Oh, but you emotional brothers and sisters out there drive me up the political wall. Y'all drive me crazy. Here's why y'all drive me crazy. I just put up a post about the great speech. I said, please don't allow a speech to qualify a person as president of the United States. I said, America is so emotional. And guess what happened after I put that up? All the emotional people commented and said the same thing. And what did the emotional people say on that wall? They brought up Donald to the Trump. Before I go there, let me go here by saying this. You Christians, I'm one of them today, you allow your emotion or the climate of emotion in a room to get you so caught up that you will do things that you normally wouldn't do if the emotion had not kicked in. For instance, at church, during the offering, it's probably one of the most emotional moments of the week for Christians. The offering, because an emotional plea goes forth and they begin to tell you things and promise you things and bring up that which is spiritual and bring up that which is natural, and it goes on, and then before you know it, you knew you ain't paid your rent this week. Alvin, you knew your mama needed insulin. You knew that your daughter bill at the college is due. You know your utilities is due. So you left the house Sunday morning with the intent to give only what you have put aside for it. And by the time you left there, you was broke. Why? Because of an emotional plea that was given to get to the heart of the matter. You is the matter. What's the matter? And you left there broke. Why? Because we are moved by our emotion. Donald Trump is the president of the United States, and y'all call him 45. Why? Because you said, how could it be possible that such a bigot, such a xenophobe, such a racist, such a white nationalist, such an entertainer and billionaire could be president of the United States after all he said and done, and there he is. You know why? How he got there? Emotional people voted for him. Same kind of people like you, black folks. If they just had a different skin color, and many black pastors and elders voted for Donald Trump. On the emotion of what came out of his mouth, he says, I'm going to help the church. And the pastor said, yeah, here it is, this the man. But the only reason why they said, here it is, this the man, is because who was running against him. You see, emotion also work by the status quo. So you got to bring in an emotional objectivity to counteract what's already there, to make the people feel like this is fresh and new, like the Love Boat theme song. And you looking up at this because you don't like what this is. Okay? I'm trying to help y'all out. Little boy Blue got a toy, and you're trying to get the toy out of little boy Blue's hand, and he's just captivated by the toy. And so the best way to get a toy out of little boy's blue hand is to present a bigger toy. It's shinier and it got more buttons on it. It does the same thing. It turns on and off your TV. Oh, but it's just bigger. It's a wow factor. And then little boy Blue says, I don't want this no more. I want this right here. It does the same thing. It's just that it got more buttons on it. That is what's happening with black folks today. Last night, the great Oprah to the Winfrey, Harpo, said some very, very emotional words that even I stood up and I applauded it. But when the speech was over, I did not say she should be the next president. Why? Because I am the CEO of the corporation, that's the Fortune 500 corporation called the United States of America. I am a voter. And it's of the people, by the people, for the people. So that makes me the CEO of the corporation. You understand? Now, I would not have put such all of my blood, sweat, and tears into a nation as this. My forefathers built this nation. You better believe it. They went over there and got us, and we came over here and built this nation, even the White House, to where a bigot lives. And so I have the right to put someone over as president of the corporation. But this is a corporation, and here's what we do to make a living, okay? Why in the world would I bring somebody in and I have not properly vetted them just because they gave some kind of beautiful speech? Now I'm going to make them the president of this Fortune 500 company. That's exactly what just happened. That's why we have the man that we have today, because he said something very exhilarating. Some of y'all said, well, look at Obama. He was a great speech talker. Let me tell you about the great Barack Hussein Obama. Let me tell you about him. Yeah. Let me tell you about him. Barack Hussein Obama was prepared to be the president of the United States. That's both on those of you who are conspiracy theorist side, and that's on the people who y'all don't understand. When he was in college, he was over the law review, okay, Harvard man, and this man was intelligent, okay? He knew the Constitution. He was a constitutional expert. He read it all, studied it, and taught it. first black man to become the president of the review, he was being prepared, into political office. And then he came to Chicago, decided not to take a beautiful, prominent job as a lawyer or whatever it was over there in New York. Came to Chicago, was knocking on doors. Okay? Knocking on doors, and then he ran for senator here, and Chicago laughed at him. You know why they laughed at him? Because he had a funny name. I'm beating on the desk. He had a funny name. And he won because he went against this Republican, another black man. Y'all remember him? Very intellectual in speech, but he just missed the mark a little bit because Chicago is a Democratic territory, even though downstate Illinois is Republican. It didn't matter. Chicago won. Barack Hussein Obama became the senator. Now he's in Congress and he's cutting his teeth. You see, he's already in politics. So he's in politics, and then he began to run for the office of president of the United States. And guess what? Black folk again began to laugh. It says, nah, it ain't time. I even said it. 2006, 7, 8, whenever he started running, I even laughed. Say, we ain't ready. We ain't ready. He ain't ready. He ain't ready. Many of us are saying that. I don't know what happened to the climate. How did that all of a sudden change? And then, before you know it, he started climbing in the polls. And then y'all start saying, you know what? He might have a chance. All you emotional people. Alan Keyes, yes. Alvin said Alan Keyes was too dark-skinned. That might be right. That might be right. Yes. He was the state senator first. That's right, Alvin Carter. Thank you. Okay, there it is. And then he became the president of the United States. But when I looked at the Republican National Convention, they kept laughing at him because he was a community worker, knocking on doors. And they said, community worker, look at this man. He ain't got this here. He was a senator for only about 2 years. He became the president of the United States. And if you look at his record, go ahead and Google his record, you will say, wow, he did all that? He sure did. I didn't even vote for the man. Twice I had an opportunity to vote for him, and I didn't do it. I voted for someone else on the other side. Yes, I did, because I don't believe like you people who are emotional vote straight ticket. I don't vote straight ticket, I'm sorry. I'm neither Republican nor am I Democrat. I don't believe in pulling that one ticket, that one lever that punch everybody in on that political side. That's stupid. That's why y'all have these problems in these democratic states the way you do. Because the Democratic Party in many cases have caused poor people to stay poor. The Democratic Party has allowed so many of our families to feel a sense of entitlement and keep us poor by continuing to do what they do. That's why Illinois is having this problem today with Rauner, okay, and Madigan. It's a mess. And y'all don't even know what's going on. You don't pay no attention to it. Don't think the Republican side is any better. I'm sorry. The Republican Party has caused me to spit out stuff like God is spewing out of his mouth because y'all lukewarm. I spit too when I think about the Republican Party and what they have turned into. They used to be the party of Lincoln. They were the ones who tried at least to free some folks. But the 13th Amendment and all this stuff, the Republican Party, that's the old party. This new party, I'm sorry. You look in a room full of Republicans, you'll see thousands of salt shakers and one pepper shaker over there in the corner, and the cameraman got to look. It takes him about 15 minutes to find a salt shaker, and then he finds one, and then he highlights that one. And they got to put that salt shaker man behind the man who's speaking. They got to put that guy on stage so they can say, we're diverse. Shut up. No, you're not. But the Democratic Party, a bunch of liberals, immoral. These immoral laws that are changed is because of the Democratic Party. And they gave us the KKK. They gave us the Jim Crow laws. They gave us all this mess. And y'all stay dedicated to the very party who's keeping you down. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to me. I don't care what y'all saying about me. I ain't got nothing to lose but a few friends, and I probably need to lose some of y'all. I don't care. Alan Keyes was running for U.S. Senator at the point of this discussion. Alvin C. Carter. That's Alvin C. Carter over here somewhere. He ain't here at the office. But anyway, so Oprah Winfrey made an amazing speech. And all y'all said, President, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. I get no respect. Let me tell you something. Y'all leave Oprah alone. Let that girl retire in peace. Please leave her alone. Back in the day, when people were deciding to be presidents, America looked at that person, mostly male and white, but stay with me here, and says, no, you ain't ready yet. Even when these people were political powers, they said, you ain't ready yet, you ain't ready. Because they look at that office as the president as something that takes a man who have gone through the trenches, who might have served already in some type of capacity, governor or mayor or senator or congressman or representative or the secretary of defense, the secretary of the military, the secretary of something, an envoy to some country, a diplomat over here. They had to serve in some kind of political office before they became president. Why? Because that office takes someone who knows a little bit about politics. And then in walked the great Ronald Reagan, who was a actor, all right? But he was a governor first. Did y'all forget? Some of y'all brought up Ronald Reagan. He was a governor, folks. You didn't know it. You know why you didn't know that? Because you're too busy watching the Empire on TV. You keep watching Basketball Wives. Did that still come on? I keep bringing those two up. How to Get Away with Murder. Or some stupid, I don't know, Hallmark crying tears type of chick flick. And you don't pay no attention to the news. You pay no attention to history. You Google where's the nearest McDonald's or something. I don't know. Black people, you're making me sick. Yeah, they want to hear he say, what? You get a check, you get a check. Her said, I know. This is sad. So then we got these men who, again, look throughout the Kennedys. They were raised up to be a political force. After him, he selected his vice president, a powerful man from the South, LBJ. After LBJ, it was, they all call him Tricky Ricky, Richard Nixon. He was a political force for 20 years before he even got in office. Gerald Ford was selected. He was already in politics before he got in office. Jimmy Carter, a peanut man. Governor, hello, before he got in office. Ronald Reagan, after that, was in office before he got in office. He selected the vice president, Bush, who's always been a part of the political force. He became president after that. And then Clinton was already in office. He was the governor before he became that. Come on, people, are you seeing this pattern here? And after Clinton, then Bush was already in office. Bush number 2 before he became, you see what I'm saying here? And so then it changed a little bit with Obama, but he still was in office. He was a senator, man. And when I say things change, his face changed. He had a black face. He had a little white in him, but hey, I'm sorry. And then now we got a man who's never served in the political office, and y'all wondering why is he so acting dumb and stupid, and the people around him are calling him. Look at this book that just came out, Fire and Fury, and the truth is being told. But we didn't need no book to tell us how psychotic and narcissistic this man is. But your friends and family down there who houses is near the Cracker Barrel, they voted for this man because he said, put up a wall and get them Hispanics out of here. And he says, I'm going to go and help the churches. You 501c3 people, you don't understand that you are a ward or a creature of the state. Those of you who got 501c3s, that's right. It ain't your church. It belongs to the state. And the state can tell you what to do. I did that show already. And I don't care if you're upset with me. I don't care. All right. So now we got a man in office who has never been in office, the office of the presidency like this. We don't remember a man serving as the president of the United States without a political career. We got to go way back. We don't even know where to stop. So you finally got a man, and he is a catastrophe, and you're wondering what happened. You, the CEO, did not properly vet a person for that job. Why in the world would you, in your emotion, select a person because they know how to talk? Some of the greatest politicians that we know today could not speak. They slurred over them. They had stuttering problems, but they were political geniuses. I look at some of the pastors who can't talk, who can't even prepare the proper sermon. It's just they stumble over it. They are monotonish. They are boring as heck, but they make the greatest evangelists. They make the greatest pastors. They are some of the most anointed, and they got thousands of members, and they are boring as me watching my dog lick its private matters. They are anointed. It ain't about how well a person speaks. It is the anointing that comes upon the person. So God has selected men in Scripture. They couldn't speak. Y'all keep talking about how Moses was a stutterer. And he said, God, my tongue. And God says, I don't care. I'm putting you in charge, and I'm going to let your brother speak for you. And Moses became one of the greatest men and prophets we know today. How do we know? Because Jesus Christ says there's a great man that y'all forgetting about. Moses was even greater than me. I said, what? Jesus said that. But y'all say he couldn't talk. He was a stutterer. It ain't about the speech. All right? People with some of the most speech impediment issues. My best friend, Buddy Gill, has a speech impediment. He my best friend. And when you hear him talk, you can hear the impediment in his speech. But that man is one of the most wise men I know today. That's why he my best friend. Y'all keep getting caught up in the expert of speech, but the experts of speech sometimes turn out to be the one who's going to rape y'all. And I ain't talking about physical rape. I got to go to Scripture because most of y'all are Christians. And those of you who are not Christians, well, Alvin C. Carter, why don't you win them to the Lord right quick? Because I need to find something here. Yeah, this don't make no sense. Y'all got me Twitter-pated. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Oh, there's a wonderful scripture in here in the book of Timothy. It talks about you people. It talks about you. I don't know if is this one? That said to Timothy, my dear beloved. Oh, I thank God. Ooh, let's see. Oh man, greatly desire. Where is it? I gotta find it while y'all on here, because y'all gonna leave me in a minute. I know you don't like the way I'm talking, but I don't care. You can leave. Go ahead. Go ahead and watch TV. Here it is right here. It says, as I beseech thee to abide still in Ephesus, when I went to Macedonia, that thou mightest charge some that they teach no other doctrine. This is the 1 Timothy chapter 1. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies. Do y'all not understand all of the shows Oprah Winfrey did on her telecast before she ended her shows? Endless genealogies. It says, which ministers questions whether in godly edifying, which is in faith, so do. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of pure heart and of good conscience and of faith unfeigned. And people like that gives to people. You get a car, you get a car. She built a school in Africa. Bless those children. Y'all talking about stuff. She ain't do nothing about Chicago. Oh, listen, Oprah did a lot for Chicago. She did, believe it or not. It's hidden, but she did some things. I visited Hopper Studios right across the street from Flat Top Bar and Grill, one of my favorite places. Oprah did a lot for a lot of people. Does that qualify her as president? Because she's done those things. Look at her show. And Oprah, I got my own sins. I got my own struggles. I do. Okay? I ain't going to tell y'all what that is because it ain't your business. It's between me and God. But Oprah and Stedman, last I checked, they ain't married. They ain't married. So here's what's going to happen. Oprah going to run for president if she decide, even though she said, I ain't never running for no office. Y'all trying to push her into that office. Even Stedman said she would love to do it. Now she may have to because she love that boy dirty draws. And what's going to happen? They're going to bring up all their bedroom secrets. Say, wait a minute, this woman, they ain't even married. They're shacking up. So the right, the white evangelicals, the Republican Party, the conservative, all of man, they're going to bring up all kind of stuff. And they're going to bring up stuff we don't need to hear about Oprah Winfrey and Stedman. We don't want to hear it. It says here, from which some having swerved, having turned aside unto vain janglings. Okay, y'all are babbling. Okay, it says, here it is, right here. Some of y'all's pastors are guilty of this. It says, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say, nor whereof they affirm. Yeah, how could you be the president of the United States and don't know nothing about the law? I should have had a V8. Do you not understand that many of our former presidents were lawyers first? I understand the first couple presidents were farmers. I get that. But then after that, they went to law school. Why? Why? Because they was getting ready to represent a nation of laws. People, he says here, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. It says, knowing this, that the law is not made for the righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly, for the sinners, for unholy, for profane, for murderers of fathers, and murderers of mothers, for manslaughter and whoremongers. And it goes on and on and on. And we've got a president in the office of the United States who raised his right hand. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, did he raise his right hand and put the Bible in the left hand? Wait, no. The justice of the peace, what's his name? Chief Justice. He had the Bible, and the president had he put his left hand on the Bible and put his right hand up, and he said, "I promise to protect and defend the very law and scriptures in which I actually don't live up to." That's your president of the United States, in whom y'all call 45. So when I put up this post, y'all keep bringing up Trump. Why bring him up when you never ever thought to vote Oprah Winfrey in office before this? You know why? Because you're emotional. And all y'all who said you ain't emotional, y'all ain't intellectually honest with yourself. No, I can spot a phony when I see it. Oh, I know a phony $20 bill when I see it. And some of y'all are phony. Some of y'all are not being intellectually intelligent with yourself nor the world, because you never ever considered Oprah Winfrey for president until Donald Trump got in office. And now you would wish that anybody with some kind of intelligent and some kind of cute history, philanthropic, whatever it is, with excellency of speech, become your president of the United States. I can bet you if Cat Williams had the same speech last night, the folk would say, "President, I don't care who it is." Denzel Washington could have had the same speech. You said, "President, it didn't matter. As long as the speech was compelling to my heart, then this got to be the man or the woman." Why? Because of who we have in office now. Y'all have comparitis. You got comparitis, and that's a deadly disease. It can kill folks, and there is no medicine. There's no cure for it. I'm trying to tell y'all, all up in y'all's feelings. Kanye West Edward says last year, 2 years ago, he said, I'm running for God, President of the United States. Okay? And I'm like, and all these people stood up and clapped. Woo! Kanye, we gonna vote for you next year. Vote for me, and I'll set you free. He was saying, you mother, boo, boo, kiss my mother, boo, boo, boo. They were like, yeah. Oh, he is the greatest. He is the greatest. And I says, oh, them young folk, they serious, and they would have went to the polls and voted for this man. Black folks, you're too emotional. Calm that down like I should be calming down my speech right now, because I'm rightfully indignant, and I want to throw the book at some of y'all. I want to throw it, but unfortunately it won't reach any of y'all because they have not updated the technology in my iPhone to reach some of y'all by throwing something at you. I'm waiting on it to happen, though. I'm waiting on Eli Musk or whatever his name is. Create some way for me to take my fist and throw it into my phone and reach the foreheads of America. That's why I'm creating this book called The United States of Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm writing my behind off because y'all crazy. Y'all crazy with a K. Y'all ain't crazy with a C. Now y'all, your parents and your forefathers, they had a little C. Y'all capital K. Can you imagine Kardashians as the first lady? I'm trying to tell you, I understand. This is ridiculous. This is an abomination before me and God. We pals. He calls me friend. Abraham is my brother over there. Well, y'all call him Father Abraham, but when I get to heaven, he ain't gonna be my father. He my brother. Jesus is my elder brother. All right, so why can't Abraham just be my brother? Why he got to be my father, but Jesus is my elder brother? What kind of mess is this? I'm closing this Bible because y'all keep bringing up some crazy stuff. Where it says, I'm running, vote for me. Agape, I'm voting for you. Jesus is my running mate. Go ahead, Agape. Your first name alone got me voting for you. Implant for every. See, somebody shut down Alvin C. Carter's news feed, please. Last but not least, people, shut down these award shows and go into fasting and prayer and get your finances in order. That might be a good thing to do. We're entering into the 50th year of Dr. Martin Luther King's assassination. Next month, February, Black History Month, going to be crazy. There's going to be all kind of historical stuff happening next month. Woo! Focus on building up some black businesses, okay? Stop being afraid of the system. Stop being afraid of politics and what the white man going to do. Y'all are driving me. You know, I used to have a fro and it was all black. Now I got some greatness going on here. I think I got some hair for men color stuff in there. Okay, y'all can't see the. Okay, I cleaned it up. My hair is white. At nighttime, I wash my hair and it is lily white because of y'all. I used to walk up straight. I used to be debonair. GQ magazine featured me every month. Now I got a quota in my back. I got a belt that y'all can't see. It ain't around my waist. It's around my chest area. I can't walk up straight. I am Igor's brother because of y'all. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. People, please. There's this thing called order. We still need order in the midst of chaos. Leave Oprah alone. Let Oprah retire with her fornicating. Her. Did I say it? Sorry. Let me rewind. Linda. Let me rewind this. Leave Oprah alone with her $1 billion and her step to the man. Let them live around the country and the world and enjoy their riches because they have poured into many people. And leave them alone. Do not push them into politics like y'all did Jesse. Y'all said, Jesse, run, And he said, raise your right hand. I'm black. I'm proud. Keep hope alive. I am somebody's daddy. Wait, he didn't say the last part. But he said, I am somebody. I might be black. Okay? And that didn't work for America back in the 80s. They were like, we ain't ready for that. Even black folks said, we ain't ready for that. Take that away, Jesse. And Jesse fell down a hole. All right? I think he tried it twice. He said, this ain't the life for me. Now y'all gonna put Oprah in the spotlight. Don't do it. Don't do it. She's already in the spotlight. We love her. But for President of the United States, no. No. We've learned a lesson for a whole year by putting this man in there who's got no kind of political nothing. Talking about he gonna drain the swamp, and then he hired all his billionaire friends to fill the swamp, and then he began to fire a few of them friends. It's just a mess. And you gonna put us back into that? Would you please stop voting for people who ain't qualified for the... I'm sorry, my phone rang. Just because a person is smart don't mean they qualify for any job. You don't just hire smart people. You hire qualified people. People, you wouldn't do that if you was over a corporation. You wouldn't do it, just like you wouldn't hire somebody to watch your kids and you didn't properly vet them. Hey, Mr. Stranger Man, can you babysit my kids while me and my husband go out to dinner for a few 5 hours, 6 hours? Okay, you wouldn't do that, would you? Would you? You wouldn't do it, would you? Just because you saw a man on a street corner talking and singing in the subway station, you know, oh, he would be nice to watch my kids. Why? Because he can sing. The world is laughing at the United States. Jesse was successful in getting federal representatives for D.C. Yes, he was. He did that thing. I think somebody like who did this? A.F. Daniels. A.F. Daniels. Are you still here? A.F. Daniels sound like a great corporation. A.F. Daniels said something here. She says, this is a feedback that she got. She says, no to Oprah. No to Oprah. She says, no to a billionaire. No to a celebrity. We need a president of, by the people, for the people, one that lives in the trenches, okay? lived in the trenches, that knows poverty, one that is not beholden to corporations, billionaires, and lobbyists. We're not saying Oprah know nothing about poverty, and we're not saying that we need a poverty-stricken person to be president of the United States. That's not what this is saying. Focus, people. It says, my thoughts, here's her thoughts, A.F. Daniels. Oprah has been through some things and has triumphed. Quite gifted she is, and I'm a fan and celebrate her doing her, all right? But she says, howsoever, I would love to see her do more in this country and not handpick her interest of help. Go down in history saying she did all that she could to open doors and reach back. I concur with a friend of mine. She says Oprah should create and speak freely. Creativity would be to groom leaders from the poorhouse or any house to be all they can be and to reach back and empower as well, leaving no rock unturned, and delve into some real issues and then work in the trenches. Okay, she says now about that speech, one of the best soul-stirring ones I've heard in the news in a long time. And she says, I too miss President Barack Obama. All right, now this is A.F. Daniels. Y'all check her out. She's in here somewhere. I thought it was a great way of explaining really my heart here. Oprah could do a whole lot of good behind the curtains because, look, Barack Obama had her help. She pushed and pushed and pushed. She's part responsible for him being elected. She did what she did. The gifts of the Holy Spirit in Scripture puts people in their places. Everybody can't be apostle, pastor, teacher, prophet, evangelist. Everybody can't do that. Everybody don't need to be there. Okay? Who calling me? Barack Obama? Yes, this is Barack Obama. You coming back? You said you in the Bahamas, so you're not coming back. What you say? Hello? That was the wrong number. I thought that was Barack Obama calling me. Somebody said he was watching on the show, and my phone never rang at the house. You Christians, I'm gonna say this one more time to you so you can understand what's going on here with this rant here. Agape says, run, Forrest, run, and he would make a great president. The office isn't like it should be. Agenda, what? Instead, it is personal agenda by the power. Yeah, I hear you. Was that Oprah? I hung up on Oprah because I said, is this Barack Obama? And the voice says, you get a car and you get. I said, come on, Barack. Christians, let me say this to you. Stop being gullible. Because you want me to drop the bomb on you right here? Here's where I drop the bomb, and here's where I lose folk, and here's where I lose my license. African American churches are not owned by African Americans. Oh, I am in trouble now. You know who owned the African American church? Two people own the African American church building. That's the government because it's a 501c3. Some of y'all. Because you don't need to file a 501c3. You don't need to because you already a non-for-profit when you said we a church. You did that because you thought about taxes and shit. You don't have to pay none if you're non-for-the-profit. All right, number one. Number two, you know who else owned the church? The black church? Chase. They used to be called Chase Manhattan. Now it's J.P. Morgan Chase. Citicorp owns y'all's churches. U.S. Bank owns y'all's churches. Wells Fargo own y'all's churches. First National Bank of whatever your town is own y'all's churches. Bank of the Americas own y'all's churches. Okay, why? Because most of you got mortgages that if the snow came and folk can't get to church, you crying and getting nervous because the offerings are low, and now the bank is calling and say, did y'all raise the offering this week? Mr. Bank, well, the snow came. We didn't give you the money depending on how the snow gonna fall in your city. Did y'all raise an offering? That no, we were low. You were low, huh? Well, y'all need to do a revival this week. Y'all do a revival this week so that y'all could pay this here mortgage, because we ain't in the business of taking churches back. What we gonna do with it? We can't do that. So we cannot do that. I know what God says in the Bible, but we are a for-profit organization. God is not over the bank. That's what they're going to say to y'all when y'all call and say, give us some time. We can't give y'all no time. No. No. Do a revival this week and some chicken dinners and pay us. Bye-bye. All right? That's the way it is because you don't own it. And it's a darn shame that billions of dollars are raised in churches every month, and most of it goes to the bank. To the bank. To the bank. And it ain't your bank. The TCF Bank, the Color Folk Bank, yep, ABC Bank on Central and Parkside. The Alvin Carter bringing up all the banks, and Chicago got one bank. One. We used to have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but we're down to one. We had Seaway, and Seaway saw the sea and found another way. They're gone. Now we got ISF Bank over there in Bronzeview, where I do my wonderful radio show called The So What Jones Show. I'm one bank. And guess how we saved that bank? 2 African brothers from a place called Africa. That's not a country, black folk. Stop calling Africa a country. Please stop doing that. All right? It's a big body of land, like a country. It's got a whole bunch of countries in it. Black folk, I need to pay attention. Okay? It's not a country. Okay? 2 brothers from that big body of territory came over here and saved that bank. We got one in Chicago. Doggone shame. And guess what? Ask me how many churches the ISF Bank own. Got mortgages on. Ask me how many. Because when I tell you how many, you're going to get upset even more with this rant. Whose fault is it? The TV, radio stations, and car dealership. We don't own nothing. Diddly to the squat. I can't go to none of y'all's uncles and Pookie and none of them because I wanted to support black businesses to buy a new car. I was in the business of buying a new car, and I had to go to white folks. I wanted to get a loan for a business, so I had to go to white folks. Everything in my house is owned by white folks. Well, I bought it from them now. I own it. But white folks all in my house. I got nothing in here that I can totally say that a black man created other than the debt I see over here on the corner here. Y'all owe me money. The only thing y'all are creating in my life is debt because I lend y'all the money you ain't paying me back. What is this foolishness? And you worried about who gonna be the president of these here United States? It's a position of a puppet position. Please, he don't have the power. He only got enough power that Congress gives him. Why do you think Barack Obama had such a hard time for 8 years? He kept saying, I got an idea. I got an idea. I got an idea. And Congress says, no, you don't. You ain't got no idea. And Fox News is backing us up. You ain't got no idea. What are you talking about? Well, because our job for the next 8 years is to make sure you don't succeed. That's what Congress says. Our job is to make sure you pass nothing. Mr. Black Man, I'm sorry. But he said, I'm half white. No. We see a black man when we look at you. Yeah. So you ain't passing nothing. And Congress pushed that man for 8 years. How he was able to pass anything was a shock. Was a miracle from heaven above. I pondered my diddly squat and got jack for it. I'm trying to tell you, we don't owe nothing. Nothing. And y'all worried about what white folks are doing in office? Really? They sitting there playing cards, and President Trump is over there in Mar-a-Lago. It sounds like a Chinese shop where they cutting up dogs and cats. He over there, and we spending millions of dollars while he over there golfing after he told y'all, I ain't got time to golf. When I become president, I'm going to stay in the Oval Office, and blood, sweat, and tears going to fall from my funny hair that they sewed in, and I'm just going to work for the American people. And as soon as he raised his right hand and put his left hand on the Bible, where'd he go? He went golfing. And the Republican Party, Fox News, and all those who voted for him says he is a political genius. You know why? Because somebody allowed pot and methamphetamine and crack and that powder stuff and hallucinations and opioid to freely run throughout those neighborhoods of people who voted for him, and those brains and got these people crazy. They crazy. He's a political genius. Oh man, Jewel. Hey, Jewel Diamonds. The other Jackie Coleman. Hey, the other Jackie Coleman. It's crazy. So why y'all worried about politics? Why? Why are you worried about what they're doing in the Oval Office? No. We are entering into the mid-elections. It's time to vote again this year. And if you are not ready to vote in a new senator, a new congressman, a new mayor, new governor, what have you, because that's what's getting ready to happen this year. If you don't vote in these people, then we're going to have this problem again in another 3 years if this man make it. Because you think Trump is bad, his vice president is worse because he actually got sense. And he loves that man. So if you're not voting in the midterm election, that's the election that makes the difference. That's the election that's more close to home. The presidency is not close to home. No. Your senator and congressman is more close to home because you got the phone number. You didn't know that? I dare you try to call the president right now. White House, please. I want to speak to 45. Hello? That's what they're going to do. Redial. Hello? This the White House? Yes. I want to speak to, I'm sorry, I dishonored him. I want to speak to President Donald J. Trump, please. I'll hold. And they're going to have you holding for 2 hours. And the music going to play. You talk too much. You never shut up. I said you talk. That's what the music's going to be playing in the background. Man, why am I listening? And then it's going to come back and says, may I help you? And yes, I was on hold for 2 hours for Donald J. Trump. And they can be like, you're a crazy black man, ain't you? What do you mean? Why would you think you can speak to the Donald J. Hello? It makes no sense. But watch this. When it comes time to talk to your senator or your congressman, you pick up the phone and call 1-800-588-2300. Hello? Yes, this is Danny Davis. Who am I speaking to? What? You answer your own phone? Yes, I do. Why wouldn't you think I answer my own phone? We ain't really got the money here in my office. Hello? This really is Danny Davis? Hey, man, I didn't mean to tease your voice, man. No, I'm sorry. I was doing this. I'm on Facebook Live. I'm doing a bit. But since I got you on, hello? Makes no sense. Indiana rejoiced when he left. Indiana rejoiced when who left, Alvin C. Carter? Who you talking about? Okay? So let me get back. Black folk, it's time to start owning something. Produce something. I know y'all don't like Malcolm X because he was a Muslim. He went over there to Mecca and made a change. So then he came back and then they said, get your hand out of my pocket. They took him out. But before he died, he was making some stuff that made you think. He said, who told you about your skin? Who told you to bleach your skin? Who told you to put fire and smoke to your hair? Remember that speech he did? Oh, it was amazing. And then he pretty much said, why is it that y'all are more consumers and you're not producers? T.D. Jakes ain't the first one that says that. Yeah. T.D. Jakes stole that one right there. Get ready. He stole that. That Malcolm X, and that was the great Martin Luther King. They both said it. You are consumers, but you're not producers. This is going to be the death of your community. And what has happened? They build high rises and call it projects and put y'all in there, and generation after generation begin to dumb you down, keep you in poverty. When they tore down the projects here in Chicago, folks were like, what's I going to do now? Oh, what's we going to do now? And they shipped y'all to the suburbs. The ones who stayed here in Chicago, they was raising these babies, and them the same ones that are robbing y'all, breaking in my house, trying to carjack my car, them the ones that are begging at the gas stations. These are that generation who, generation after generation, kept you in poverty, and most of those come from Democratic-ran states and cities. I am upset. Peoples, wake up. Waketh, thou uppeth. When you go to your church, stop letting them emotionally make you come out of your pocket. And you know good and well your mama need that insulin, but you're going to put it in the offering plate because somebody told you if you do this, it's going to be pressed down, shaken together, and running over, and man going to give it to your bosom, and your mama at home, baby, did you get it? Well, my pastor Johnny Bobo says, I had to give your money and put it in a, what? You know, I can hardly breathe. I know, but the Lord is going to take you. The Lord is going to bless you. The Lord going to hear you. And then before you know it, I'm getting an inbox message from y'all talking about some GoFundMe because mama done died because you went to obey the pastor with your emotional self but giving your mama's insulin money to the offering plate to pay for a building that God never told you to buy, the $9 million building, and you can't even afford it. You got 30 members now because the rest of them left because you done somebody done set up in a coup. Now you got this million dollar church that you trying to keep up, and you don't have the forthright, the strength of you don't got. My dog Iris is smarter than y'all. She licking her private parts. She at least know it's dirty. Y'all ain't got smart enough to know that if you can't afford the thing, down freaking size. Give it back to the bank. Who cares? And get you a little smaller place and save that money and impact the community. Who told you got to have the biggest church in the city? That's like Donald Trump and North Korea talking about my gun is bigger than your gun. My gun bigger than your gun. No it ain't. Yes it is. I know you are, but what am I? That's Donald Trump in North Korea. Y'all voted in a little boy in chief, and that's what y'all are doing. You trying to say, my church bigger than your church. My band is better than your band, and y'all got a budget of $55,000 a week that you got to pay, and when the snow comes, you can't afford the place, and now you're calling the bank. Hey, wait, I did that skit already. Never mind. That's driving me bonkers. You done ran out. I know, Demetri Pitts, I'm upset with black folks. I'm gonna lose so many black people this year. I'm going to start my own organization. It's going to be I Am Happy Sir Walter Jones Organization Live because black folks done left me.com. I'm telling you, that's going to be my URL to my new website. I am happy at Sir Walter Jones that I lost black folks as my friends.com. It is probably the longest URL in the world, but I'm glad because I'm going to have freedom to go out there and produce and make wealthy people and tell people stop being silly. I love church. I'm an ordained elder. I go to church every week. I write a check to the church and whatever the Lord tell me to write. Even if it's $10, I'm going to write my $10 and somebody going to get up there and says, I need a $50 line. Here's why. Because Jesus is in the room and you can smell his perfume, his cologne. He wears Brute by Fabergé. Can you smell him in the room? It's a sweet smelling savior. Can you? And some of these gullible folks say, I can smell him, Pastor. I can smell Jesus Brute. Yeah, that's him. He's there. He's present. If you're standing in this line with your $50, I know you came here with no money, but you're going to create some money somewhere. Right as post date the check and go out there and do some Uber and lifting, the Lord says, and you write that check with faith, and God's going to in 3 days give it back. Wait a minute, he gonna give the $50 right back? Yeah, he gonna give it. And y'all used to say, call me. Here's my number. 588. Wait, I gave that number already. That's Danny Davis' number. 777-9311 is a better name, a number. Call that number, and if God don't do it in 3 days, I'm going to give it back. And every time you would call that number, Pookie from some restaurant down there on State in Madison, way back there and back where the payphone is, when I answer the phone, say, hello, this ain't Prophet Bobo. Who you looking for? Huh? Is you got any chicken over there? Huh? $50. That wasn't me. I'm hungry. I was in the alley going through the garbage can and you called. Is there a prophet? Hello? That's what's going to happen. That's why they stopped giving out their phone numbers. Because they was giving out the wrong numbers. They was faking y'all out. I bet you that's what's going on today. I don't stand in that $50 line. I don't believe in it. Tell the people, we got a bill. Don't emotionalize the people and say, God's going to do this, God's going to do that. He never told them that. Stop playing. Joy Day, what's the point in this? You're going to have to rewind. Yeah, Demetra. And write a check, put the money in there, swipe your Visa card, do what God put on your heart to do and not what the man at the mic told you to do. And if that means giving nothing at all because you ain't got no money, don't give it. Because this is why our church right here in this house right here, I pay the bills first, and then what's left, I might give some to the church. But I give my money here first and go out there and volunteer. And then whatever I got left, I give to the church house. And if I ain't got nothing, I don't give nothing to the church house. You think I care about what y'all think about me? You think I care? I thrive. What's your issue? What's your issue? You want to go toe to toe with me? Oh, I'm ready, pastors, apostles, evangelists. Oh, I'm so ready. Y'all already know how I roll. Y'all know how I roll. Let's go with it. You want to invite me to a forum? I ain't got no problem with it. And when we leave that forum, I'm still going to thrive. You still going to be begging for $50 lines. I ain't begging nobody for nothing. Not doing it. I don't care. Y'all can call me what you want to on this thread. I don't care. I'm going to ignore all y'all. Well, maybe not. Because I like the controversy. Why you think I'm still on here? All right. I know, Noreen, I'm sorry. I think I done beat on the table long enough. I've been on. Listen, 1 hour from now, I'm coming back on here to really piss off my Save 75 folks. Because 1 hour from now, I am doing a show on fraternities and sororities. And that's right, Alvin C. Carter. I'm doing a show about the Masons. A lot of y'all's pastors and apostles and bishops have joined fraternities, and they will honor the fraternity over God. Yes, they are. I don't care. Shut me down. Delete. Tell Mark Zuckerberg to delete me. I don't care. I don't give two dead flies by what you say. 1 hour from now, that's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, myself and Shantae gonna come on here and we're gonna talk about y'all's fraternities and sororities that y'all honor so much. Yes, we are. And we're gonna talk about the occult, and we're gonna talk about how some of y'all's churches operate in an occultic type of atmosphere. I said it, and you ain't got to share this video because I don't care. I've got thousands out there who will listen. You see, the man ran from that Jezebel woman saying that all the prophets are gone, and God says, really? I got thousands of prophets out there strategically placed. They're my remnants. They're there. The prophets of Baal ain't got no power over what I have created. So, those of you who want to delete the brother, I don't care. I have thousands out there who always tell me, continue and we got your back. How about that? Cash me outside. All right. Let me go so I can prepare for this show that's going to pee off even more. And when I get through with the rocks being thrown at me, I'm going to have a peaceful sleep. I'm going to sleep so hard, you're going to hear me snoring. It's going to be like Saw against... All right, let me stop. All right, y'all. Check me out another hour or less. Love you. Hit the share button. You don't have to. I don't care. And if those of you who are on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. You don't have to. I don't care. And meet me at 8 o'clock. That's an hour or less from now. And let's talk about how we're going to upset the rest of y'all. How about that? Mason and Koldrick have a lot of history. I know Clarence, Mason, and he ain't talking about C.H. Mason. He talking about Masonry and the Church of God in Christ. Oh, yeah, I know. And Mason in the Baptist too, and Mason in the Pentecostal. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. And some of y'all are Masons now. I get it. That's fine with me. You think I don't care.com. Well, I changed to .org because we are a religious, non-for-profit organization. We don't have a 501c3. No. So I don't care.org. You want to support it? We have a real PayPal account. It's called paypal.me/Sir Walter. That's a real account. For real though. I dare you go there right now. PayPal.me/Sir Walter. That's a real account. You want to give to my ministries, and so we can pee off the world with truth, and go ahead. Love you. Johnny, rewind. Love you. Shantae, love you, girl. The rest of y'all, rewind and come back. All right? Because it's on and popping. Oprah, I love you, child. You've done a great work. You have done amazing work here in Chicago and around the world. Don't run for president. Don't let these people trick you. You said you would not run for public office. Tell Stedman, be quiet. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because all the dirt they getting ready to bring up, I don't. There's an old saying that says, never meet your hero. I did that. I met a man who I thought was an amazing pianist, jazz musician, gospel musician, singer, you name it. I met him and I says, why did I meet this man? He disappointed me to the greatness. I said, so no more. If you're great, I don't want to meet you. I don't want to meet you. Just be on the radio or on TV. Please, let's not meet for lunch. Oprah, don't run for office. I want your legacy to be your legacy. Okay? Okay? Michael Jordan, you should have quit. But you kept. Anyway. End on a high note. End on a high note. Don't run for president. Don't do it.